I guess
so if you agree, have a drink with me.
That's gotta make the video for taco right there.
Hi, I'm Rich Pyle, the host of Hole Nation, where we share everything this cornhole and a lot more. Follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and catch our new videos every Wednesday at 7. And remember, whether it's sticky or slick side down, bring it.
Hey, what do you say, Holeheads? Welcome to a Weather Event Wednesday version of Taco Tuesday. I guess that's what we'd call it, but welcome nonetheless. It's Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO, side by side with Frank. Here's the Cornhole Dude. Cheers.
Near beer.
This
is near beer.
Because of the weather last night and so many of you that were affected or someone you know might have been affected, we decided to record here on Wednesday so we could push this out on Wednesday night to recap the ACO Civil War weekend, where it's 6 in the morning right now, so we didn't think it was appropriate to have beers. No, actually we would have if it weren't for the fact that somebody left the refrigerator open, probably me, and it turned into a giant iceberg.
I'm going to blame it on the cleaning service.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we don't have a cleaning service.
The ACO underground cleaning service, it's sort of like, I don't know, leeches. It just sucks the poison out and spits it out outside. But bottom line is we wanted to make sure we got something recorded and put out for you. So throw your comments down in there. We'll get to them as we can. But again, know that we're recording this Weather Event Wednesday version of Taco Tuesday now here from the ACO Underground. And as always, same sorts of things. You saw some little brief dancing up front from one of the Mobile attendees. Thank you, April Clemens, for having sent that. We got some great slideshows combining both North and South from Toledo and Mobile, and we'll get to all those results here in a moment. As always, our social media is starting to congeal and look a little different than they used to, as a matter of fact. Some pretty cool little reels and some pretty cool compilations of winners, and we'll continue to refine all those as we move through the rest of season 19 in preparation for season 20. So check that stuff out. There's, as always, if you want to catch us and get sign up for ACO text message pushes, 833-695-1318 is the number. Just text ACO to 833-695-1318, and you will receive updates, the things that we think you need to know right there at the tip of your thumb. And one of those things is going to be we are restructuring a lot of our social media, a lot of our outlets, how you're going to find certain things, maybe even where you find the taco. Once we have laid in all of these different channels and where they're going to live, we will send out an e-blast to everybody and a text push to those of you who would like to have it right there at your thumb tip, so you'll know where to find all the content that you're looking for as a means of cleaning it up, tightening it up, and making sure that you're seeing what you want to see and not having necessarily to page through some things that maybe aren't part of what your cornhole universe is, whether you're a player, a member, or just somebody checking out cornhole in general. So check out the social pages. The website player profiles is something that have been newly created. This is a cool.
I like those. I think they're pretty darn cool.
Very cool. And we got players to watch, you know, and it's funny because we'll put up a player to watch and people will comment and go, well, if you ain't been watching them, you ain't been paying attention. Well, that's what we figure most people aren't doing. So most people aren't paying attention to the level that you might if it's somebody that you know, but it's a great way for you to start to learn some names that maybe might be new to you going into the World Championships. But I agree, that's a great look.
Oh, it's a great look, man.
Really cool. So Mason's is right there. Another thing that you notice going on behind us, ACO TV, if you go to the YouTube channel, it's right there. It lives right at the top.
So one of the things, back to that player profile, I happened to see one on Maggie Geiger, and I was reading up on her forum the other day. It's one of these things you learn something about the player too, right? So I think Maggie, from what I read, I think she used to show, bulls or something like that in the.
Is that right? 4-H kind of stuff.
Yeah. So
early on.
Yeah, in her early life. That's before cornhole. We need to get that stuff out there.
Yeah,
Bring that around, man.
I want to see pictures of Maggie Geiger out showing bulls in a bull ring. That's an ACO before that may trump all others prior to it. Don't know. I've been showing bulls since the moment I could start speaking, and it still continues. But I think we're talking about two different things. But the player profiles are cool. ACO TV, it's a way for you to go to the YouTube channel, click play, Put it up on a smart TV, no matter where you are. If you go into a place that has computer access, go in there and just pop it up there and let them take a look at it. That's
And what we
ACO
need to do
Ninja
is, what we need to do, Finn,
marketing.
is get our COs that are playing in all these different destinations across the country, whether it be a VFW hall or whatever. Get that thing on the TV there, so they constantly, even if you're not there, have them support you and support the ACO by just having that play during their hours of operation.
And it's kind of cool, too. If you go into a place and you're hosting a regional or whatever it is you're doing, it shows the person that is in charge of the facility that you're serious about what you're up to. So our COs are our number one mainline ambassadors from the ACO to the general public. Any chance you have to get out there and take the ACO digital network ninja style, get it done, because it will help grow exponentially the exposure to what it is that we want everybody to have as their cornhole experience. As always, our bag manufacturers running along the bottom. We had a bunch of them out between the two cities this past weekend, which we'll talk about. But importantly, we've got some right here. My lovely assistant, the Cornhole Dude, will start right in front of me with All Out Bags. This is a brand new bag manufacturing partner.
Right there. Love it.
Gotta love it. Blueprint, to my left, your right. Blueprint. Jody Thurman had a great weekend in Toledo.
He's really gotten to be a good player.
Yeah, he really has. Down in front of me, BW Cornhole right there.
BW Cornhole right there. I love that one.
Digging that one. It looks like clouds, but it's more of a houndstooth. But it kind of looks like clouds.
That's their icy bag line.
Very cool. There. And then in the center, the Templar bags. We featured Templar.
These are a Templar bag. But what's kind of cool about this one, Finn, is it has a little sheen to it. It's a little different, actually.
Very nice. And Cornographics bags. We've featured some of theirs.
Cornographic design is a pretty cool little design there.
In the past as well. And as always, if you're new to the game, and we talked a little bit about this on the broadcast in Toledo. I talked with Alan Ballard, as a matter of fact. He started watching our stream over the course of the World's Week in Thronesboro last year and decided he wanted to get into cornhole. He dug it. He put some questions out there. I think he reached out to Dylan and Bill at CBC saying, where do I get started? And they kind of brought him in. He got a set of boards, and now he's playing. He was at his first major in Toledo. But that's how it happened. So if you have a question about the bags, it might be right for the way you played. Do you have a high arc? Do you have a low, kind of faster, straight pitch? Whatever it is, if you've got questions, throw them down in the comments. Somebody
100%.
will reach in there and answer and have a suggestion for you. So thanks again, as always, to our bag partners. Big stuff coming for season 20 as well. And speaking of upcoming, it's hard to believe we're down to the last couple majors of the season. Not one this weekend.
Nope.
But
got a little breather, small little breather here.
This time next week, you'll be on the road too.
We're going down to Florida, baby. Going down to that Camp Margaritaville again. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be as fun or more fun this year than ever.
Yeah. Well, now that
again, if
people
you're
know
coming
what it
out
is,
there,
yeah.
come out on Thursday because we do have a welcome bash. Thanks to the community and the CVB down there, we're got a welcome bash that's going to include some music, some pizza, and beers for sale, but it's going to be a great one.
And that'll be on Thursday there in Auburndale at Camp Margaritaville. You're seeing some of the video from last season. So those of you who were there last year, you can testify to how cool it is and what a different kind of vibe that we have going on. And what's interesting, it's sort of like the appetizer prelude to what's coming in Punta Gorda, which we'll get to in a moment. But as we head toward the Sunshine State, I talked to my mom, and she said it's going to be 95 or 98 degrees there later today in Florida. So Florida is heating up, baby. Let's get the cornhole heat going.
Don't worry, there's a couple of pools on site
yeah.
at Camp Margaritaville.
That's what I was going to say. There's a pretty outstanding pool there. The ways to cool off there are unbelievable. So we got that one coming up, not this weekend, but next. And at that point, we will have time to Phil for you. Phil took the weekend off, went to his grandson's birthday party, and I think went to a ball game and was cutting back through Cincinnati yesterday. He dodged all the weather and made his way back home, but we'll have time to Phil for you next week. And let's talk a little bit about this past weekend. It was everywhere you turn, cornhole, cornhole, cornhole. And it was one of those things Russell Tabers even said to me, he goes, it was kind of equidistant for us. Did we go to Mobile, or did we come to Toledo? He said we basically flipped a coin. It wasn't like we looked at one field and said, well, this one's going to be less intensive
easier,
than this one. And yeah, so he worked his way north, and it paid off for he and his co-ed doubles partner. We'll get to the results. But what a weekend. I mean, in Toledo, I know firsthand, I was there. Mia Ray, Brian Jones, Jesse and Barry Hempy, great crew. I mean, you, Priest, the Schaefers, Mike and Mary Schaefer, Heinerman was there. I was there. We were leading the charge for the north part of the ACO Civil War weekend. And was there anybody I'm missing from the crew that was kind of pitching in or kicking in there?
No, I think you got everybody that I can think of.
There's one more, and he popped in, and
I didn't want to mention him unless you
I just got
were ready to say that.
Well, I was, because that's what I was saying. With Heinerman and I there, it was going to be a lot of you listening just to me. But Tammy Klinger stepped in and took care of a handful of matches. Even Cisco Garza, even though he had a painful weekend, he sat in for a match. But Mad Maz is what I'm calling him. Isaac Mazanka sat in, and he caught me by surprise, to be honest with you.
That's
But
the name you get him, Mad
Maz
Maz.
is his name. I'm going Mad Maz because I want my own version of it. But he was sitting in when I got down there Saturday, and I'm like, who is that guy? What's he doing? And as I listened, and as we got to talking, and he sat in, he knows his way around the cornhole courts. And we had a great time together. I think he'll be a part of what we've got going on, maybe through the rest of this season and season 20. So Isaac, appreciate you, brother. He's done some work with CBC. He's done some stuff in Indiana. He's from the southwestern Indiana, down around Owensboro area. So
Okay, perfect.
we'll expect to see and hear more from him. Very enthusiastic. He's a broadcast student, film student as well, which is always great. And then as we go south for the ACO Civil War weekend, it was Philip Barnett and Stephanie Burgett. They teamed up to lead the charge down there. And Stephanie is, Parker's mom. They handled a ton of streaming. As a matter of fact, over Friday and Saturday, he'd have to get up and go play, but she had a friend who would sit in, and they sound like they were having a good time there on center court at the Outlaw Convention Center in Mobile. But that was Chris and April and the entire Clark Work crew, who you would expect to see show up, and we got great video and photos and results out of them as well.
Was Mark there helping out too? I think it's
and Mark, Mark Crownover was kind of new to us. Stephanie brought him in, and he set up all the video and whatnot. And so Mark Crownover, we appreciate you, brother. And Stephanie, thanks for bringing him to our attention. So we were able to cover north and south, which was great. And over the course of the weekend, we watched people kind of bouncing back and forth between the streams. So
and I think it worked out great. Really, it did. I think gave us plenty of footage out there.
A lot of coverage. Yeah, a lot of coverage. And Bag Partners showed up in full IMF, True Cornhole, Why So Serious, Cornhole, and Ruthless in Toledo. And I believe it was High Rollers showed out in Mobile. So that was cool as well. Let's get to the results, though. Let's start with the South. Did the South rise again? I don't know. I think the North, we won again. But depending upon what part of the country you're from, I don't want you arguing with me or punching me in the face. What a weekend in Mobile. Where are we starting? I forget.
You said Mobile.
I'm going to start in Mobile. The Killer Bees took the Bagmaster quads.
Nice.
Co-ed was the only blue, in fact, the only purple jersey that we had was half of the co-ed doubles team. And it was Daryl Macon, who has a purple jersey, but Sarah Hardy was his partner. Okay. And so you saw the photo in one of the carousel recaps there. So congratulations, Sarah Hardy, in the co-ed doubles, picking up her very first purple jersey. In juniors, it was Caleb Rogers. That was a stacked juniors field. They had quite a few down there, including Parker and a couple of others. So congratulations to Caleb Rogers. Daryl Macon took seniors, and he didn't just take it. He double dipped it. I can't remember, what was the name of it? Who was it that he double dipped? Oh, yeah, it was Philip Barnett. My man, you were this close. Come on. King seat now. Come on.
Well, he'd be the first to tell you, man, when you're in that king seat,
a lot of pressure,
and it's just you haven't been playing. You got to get warmed back up, and he just didn't restart.
Well, and he was busy. He was exercising, bumping his gums more than anything, probably. So God bless you, brother.
Up for his game.
No, congratulations, appreciate you, Phil, and way to go to make it to the finals of the seniors. Emma Jernigan took the women's division. She's already gotten herself a purple jersey earlier this season. It was Caleb Rogers and Riley Brewster, to no one's probably surprise, took doubles in Mobile. And Jack Harcrow, as predicted by the Mississippi Ninja, went down there. He was throwing lights out. I went back and watched some of that video. He was throwing some great bags. And he's funny, too, because I watch a lot of people's faces when they throw. Kim Dice, she's got the bubble on the tip of her tongue with her gum, and there's, different people that smirk or do this. But Jack always kind of stands back and he goes, he smiles. I don't even know if he knows he's doing it. that there's a smile on his face, but it has nothing to do with what's happening. I think it's just part of
watch that
part of his routine. Jack, and now he won't do it because I said so, but I don't mean to throw that into your head, but it was just something that I noticed. But I thought, wow, he's happy, he's playing well. But I think it's just sort of part of his warm-up routine before he fires. But the results in Mobile were great, some great matches. If you go back and watch through that stream, you'll see some really great shot making, some really great matches. And thanks again to Mark Crownover and Stephanie Pridgett for helping put it all together with Phil. And in Toledo, man, I'll tell you something. The BP Bags Quad Masters, or the Quads, Bag Masters Quads, those guys had a huge, Tony Pena was part of that team. I think Fernandez, Rudy was in that part of that team, and they had a banger of a match and won the quads.
And what was the bag partner that won that one?
It was BP Bags. Yeah, so congratulations to them. And to my earlier point about Russell Tabers making the right choice, he teamed up with Martina Belt. They took the co-ed double, so congratulations to them. Sammy Van Sickle steals juniors out. I think he out from Bryce Jefferson, who I think Bryce might have been the one that was called out as a potential winner of the juniors division by Phil. So, but he always hedges his bet a little bit. So congratulations there. Michael Hoaxang played great in seniors, and a name that, again, over the back half of the season continues to roll to the top. And then McKenna Ballou. And I feel bad. McKenna won the women's division, and I feel bad because she's the only one that escaped my camera lens for a podium shot. So I believe something special is being created for her to give credit where credit is due. But congratulations, McKenna. Throws the craziest damn bag of anybody that I watch, but it gives me hope. If she can show me how to throw a knuckleball bag that does what it's supposed to do when it hits the board like that, I might be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's other crazy throwers out there. You talked about one a few minutes ago. Macon's got a pretty funny looking pitch, but it's freaking amazing. And
Yeah.
I played against one that's been with us for a long, long time, who has a crazy pitch too. Have you ever watched Rex Uhrig pitch?
Yeah.
He's got this
a little hitch in his giddy up.
hitch in this thing.
Yeah.
So it is fun to see. We talk about this all the time, Finn, and not to disrupt where you're headed with everything, but it is so much fun to watch and interesting to see the different pitch style techniques, whether you step or stand, but just the motion of your arm alone,
Yeah.
Elbow in or out.
And they're it's hard to grab maybe two players that have almost the exact same pitch. I think Brandon Earls and Caleb Hurt might be the closest in style to one another. Like you feel like you're maybe watching the same kind of pitch. But yeah, like you said, Darryl, he's got like 6 or 7 hitches in his giddy up. We talk about Martina Bell. She comes up high with the bag. It's almost like she's touching the top of their head before she lets it
Drew
go.
Wyking's another one that
Drew
has
Wyking has it in front of his face, just like that. So it's just fun to watch because you can see so many different ways to get the same thing done. With McKenna, it's not so much the wind up and the pitch. It's that flight of the bag that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It just knuckleballs and just goes. But when it hits, it does exactly what she
straight.
wants it to. So congratulations, McKenna, on the women's win. And then the guy who I told him, I said, I think I'm your good luck charm because I'm not at as many tournaments as I'd like to be. But it seems like when I am there and you're there, you win. And that was TJ Miller with his twin brother, Steve Smith. There was the Smith twins, who we identified over the weekend. I'm a dope. Bottom line, he and his partner, Steve and TJ, took down doubles, and he parlayed that right into a singles win as well. So TJ Miller, Team Luckies, congratulations. Charlie Case stayed through the end when he could have left early, and he stayed to congratulate his players, and I thought that was pretty awesome.
And that's so tough to do anymore with the level of competition. To take and win doubles and singles at the same major is very, very difficult to do.
Well, he pulled it off.
Congratulations to you, big dog.
And congratulations to Steve as well for the doubles. So nicely done. We did have a survey winner that I wanted to pop up, and Eric, I apologize. I forgot my computer today, so I'm kind of doing this by memory, except for the finals, the results.
I was just going to say, you got some damn good memory if you're remembering all these results.
I can't. I'm trying to remember what I watched with my own eyeballs and what I heard with my own earballs, but I need a little bit of help. But Mike Worth out of Missouri took the Black Hills survey, made it his own. He's got himself some free entry to an upcoming major. The two surveys are still out because we had doubled up this weekend for Toledo and for Mobile. So watch your email box. If it's in there, fill it out. It could mean entry for you in an upcoming major, and I would imagine it'll carry over into season 20 as we're getting down to the last few majors that you have a choice at. But congratulations to Mike Worth. I think he would tell you it was absolutely his last name doing. So I mentioned no time to fill this week because we don't have a major this week. But we do have a couple of other things. And again, keep your questions if you want, whether they're in the comments on the YouTube channel or on the Facebook channel. Throw them down in there. We'll get back into it and address them as we go. Want you to get excited about what's upcoming. It does mention, we should mention, I think, two things because we were talking about Florida before we get into the whole nation shot of the week. Both Camp Margaritaville and the ability for you to sort of Airbnb a fifth wheel, a camper,
Right.
if you want to, and you get a discounted slip space as well. You can check out the event information on the Facebook page for
And
Camp
there's like 3 or
Margaritaville.
4 hotels in the
Right.
area too that you can that we've got out there being promoted as well. But that's going to be a good one.
So, and like I said, let's dovetail back because I missed it earlier and I wanted to wrap with it.
Punta Gorda?
Yeah,
or-
Punta Gorda, but the Gulf Coast Classic.
Okay.
I love the name Gulf Coast Classic because it really, in one short year, became the Gulf Coast Classic. 3 days, $20,000 in purse money over 2 locations, the first of which is the Twisted Fork, which you've attended.
And something we're doing a little bit different this year too is last year the only twist here is we've rented a little bit of space at the convention center, which is right nearby. It's walkable distance from the Tiki Bar and stuff like that, where we're going to do some kind of activity in there. Really, we got it just in case it rains, so as not to delay things. We might shift games over there until, because Florida, you don't know Florida. It rains between 4 and 6, pretty much a downpour, and then it's done for the evening. So
At Disney, they've actually scheduled it from 3:10 to 3:30
Is that right?
p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's
Every
on the
day.
schedule.
Every
Yeah, you
dang
can
day.
count on it.
But anyway, so the point of that is one little twist that we've got for our bag partners. If you don't have the coupon codes and stuff like that, we'll get it out there so you guys can sponsor a couple teams for yourselves to get you guys involved. We got a lot of bag partners asking about that whole Bag Masters series down there. Looking forward to that at the Twisted Fork.
And again, the timetables are different for this as well. So just a reminder, if you've heard us talk about it, but like, oh yeah, I forgot, this starts later in the day, all 3 days.
That's the cool thing.
Chance for you to get out, go to the ocean, go do whatever you want to do down in the area, Punta Gorda. Awesome. The 4 Points Sheraton, I believe, is where we take everything over to the TT's Tiki Bar on Friday and Saturday. Is that right? Thursday,
Yep,
Friday, Saturday.
Yep,
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
So you'll be able to check it out. There's some photos of that from last year, and we are expecting these bag partners to dress their teams.
We want them dressing up, so we can't say that enough, man. Get your teams decked out because we want to promote you, promote your brand, and promote your players. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And last year, at the 4 Points, they do have a little swimming pool in the backyard or in the back of the facility. A lot of us hung out there during our downtime and played some cornhole in the evenings across the pool. That's where I ended up losing that match and had to
you did.
jump in the pool.
Yeah.
So, hey, I lived up to it.
Do any of you people own a deck of cards? Anyone? That's great. I tell people this all the time when they ask me what I do, and I tell them that this is a huge part of my life. They say, "What? Tell me about it." I've seen the game. I've played the game. Da da da. I said, I'm going to explain to you one thing, and I've said this a million times. The people that play cornhole that are serious enough about it to want to be part of the ACO, even as a social player or whatever, but the people, once you play this game to a level where you think, I think I've got the hook, it set its hook, I think I can be good at this. You get to this point where there's 2 things, I always tell people there's 2 things that these folks do. They play cornhole, and when they're not playing cornhole, they are looking for a place to play cornhole. That's it. It's amazing. It's a crazy passion. It's an infestation, if you will, and thank God, because that's what makes the ACO family what it is, the chance to get out and play and hang out with your friends and then bring new friends in every single time. I love it. You heard all those winners' names, but man, oh man, the number of different winners we've had over the course of the season, different names, different games on center court. It's been a great season that's coming to a head here in Throwansboro once again.
No doubt. And I do want to chime in with one last thing here as a food for thought, and we'll get you more details here real soon, Finn. But you and I have been working on a cool project that's happening in August.
Yep.
I believe it's the 20th through the 23rd. We'll get you the exact dates and times. But this is a big thing, man. It's tied to this box pickleball. It's a big festival out at the Mohegan Sun complex there in Connecticut. And they're going to have cornhole, pickleball, live music,
Lots of live
six
music.
bands a day, bunch of stuff going on. As everybody knows, or if you don't know, I'll tell you again, this year the Field of Dreams, the next couple of years the Field of Dreams is on hiatus as they finish out about $150 million renovation that they're doing there. So we won't circle back around till probably 2026 or so, out to the Field of Dreams. This is kind of taking the place of the Field of Dreams, at least in the same time slot. So late August, we'll be getting the details out in the next week or so.
Yes, and this is an inaugural event, so a chance to get in on the ground floor, what looks to be a really fun festival atmosphere, and a chance to come play competitively, win some good money. We'll tell you more, like you said, of the details as we get there. But in August, I know you're going to be coming off the Worlds, but this will be something you're going to carve out a few days for, and it'll be a lot of fun and tied into a really great venue in a place that we haven't been to.
Right. And it's three weeks or so after the World Championship. Yeah. So.
But so it'll be something that you can absolutely make your plans. We're working feverishly on season 20 to get the schedule out there for you as well. Membership packages, everything we can expect here very soon. And it's going to be a big push on our season 20. We really want to push membership here, and we want you to bring members to the organization because we think it's not fair for us to have all the fun by ourselves. Those of us in the tight knit community, let's spread it out there,
bigger.
And let's just keep making it bigger. And as we expand around the world, and possibly, I don't know, I'm trying to work on this thing. My family lives down near Cape Canaveral. I'm trying to work with Elon Musk to see if we can't get a set of boards up to the Starlink, or maybe up to the how fun would that be to play on the International Space Station? Wow. I could even play there. I wouldn't hit the floor.
Bag just
it would just float over to my partner,
the fly guys,
whoever the cosmonaut is who's over there. But anyway, I don't even remember what the hell I was talking about. Oh, I do. I know now. The Whole Nation Shot of the Week is back, and the aforementioned TJ Miller is the focus. Rich, show me.
Thanks, Finn and Frank. Welcome to this segment brought to you by Whole Nation. I'm your host, Rich Pyle. I'm going to show you a cornhole shot from a recent tournament. A pivotal shot. A game-changing shot. A shot you don't get to see every day. Check out this Shot of the Week. This Shot of the Week comes to us from the Toledo Major. TJ Miller is in the king seat in his bracket. He put Tyler Amos in the loser's bracket earlier, and Tyler came back with a vengeance. It's 19-11 for Tyler when TJ makes this game-changing shot. Boom! That changed the course of the game and catapulted TJ to the win and eventually to the singles title. Good shooting, TJ. Thanks for watching this week's Shot of the Week. Now let's turn it back over to the Taco Show with Frank and Finn at the ACO World Headquarters. Frank, Finn?
That was just a sample of some of the great shot making that TJ Miller had going on in Toledo, playing Tyler Amos, who on day one I didn't even recognize. He wasn't wearing his jersey, he didn't have his Craig, and he wasn't wearing a hat. And I'm like, who is this? Oh my God, look at that. Look at that dude with his wig jam going. It was awesome. It was good to see him kind of out and about. And I mean, we talk about the ACO Civil War weekend. It was literally brother against brother. We split brothers. Those two, one went north and one went south. And I think you're excited, didn't you? You got a call from the king, didn't you?
Oh, I don't want. That's a secret. No. It's top secret.
Not anymore. Craig called to see if he wanted to play together. There's the secret. Wah,
he was feeling sorry for me, so he called and said, "Hey, dude, I know you had a rough year. Let's maybe partner down here." So,
Jesus.
There we go.
I forgot that wasn't attached.
Knocked over our blueprints, but no, he did call. We're going to try to maybe team up down in Auburndale. So maybe Phil will pick us to maybe.
Yeah, no, he won't. Yeah. But you go ahead and prove him wrong. Anyway,
I'm going to do that, baby.
Yeah, a big time was had by all. I had a laugh with some of the pictures that I took. I took the Toledo Zoo and a couple of other pictures you saw in the slideshow, but there was one. It was this fenced-in parking lot, and I think it might be the freeze frame on the slideshow. I don't know if it's still available there, but I took a picture of it because it hit me. I'm like, what? It's the AT&T parking only, and I showed that to Tammy Klinger. I said, is this where they cage you guys off to park? She goes, how did I never think of that? AT&T. But maybe they will now. Maybe they'll get a cease and desist. I don't know, but I just thought it was kind of funny. Bottom line is we had a great time, great hospitality throughout the Glass City Center. I know we already know what an outstanding venue is the Outlaw Center is in Mobile, right there on the water. And what a great Civil War weekend. So much fun for everybody that was involved. I'm glad you all had safe travels. Again, on the weather front, let us know on the Facebook page. We're checking in to make sure this went through Oklahoma. It went through, I mean, it's sweeping up through Missouri. All kinds of, the weather, it's been very odd this year, but a lot of us have been affected by serious weather. And that's why we put off the taco last night because, I mean, our Michigan peeps were checking in going, hey, a couple of blocks over from where we just were was wiped out in some different places like that. I checked in with Bob Heil, as a matter of fact. He was traveling in Pennsylvania and working. But he said, no, just a lot of rain. We had a lot of rain. I have a pool in my backyard, by the way, now that I didn't have yesterday, if you'd like to come over.
Now, there's a lot up there in Michigan. Well, we got the Sturziks and the Candlers and the Piles, and the list goes on up there that were potentially affected by this thing. Yeah. But everybody appears is okay at this moment.
Arkansas, Oklahoma, all the way through the Great Plains area. Anybody, just check in and let us know that you are good. Speaking of the Piles, thanks, Rich, for the Whole Nation shot of the week. Good to see Tracy, who drove about 35 minutes over to see us for a couple of she left earlier than she had hoped because she was your co-ed doubles partner. But outside of that, it was good to see her. I'm just going to take those shots until you backhand me.
I'm not going to do I'm okay.
Anyway, hey, good stuff. Thank you guys for holding off a day. Hope you're okay. And check in and let us know that that's the case. Taco Tuesday resumes its normal Tuesday slot next week with time to fill and more as we lead up to Auburndale, Florida and Camp Margaritaville. I am Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO. The refrigerator will be fixed by next week. I promise you. He is Frank Geers, the Cornhole Dude, reminding you,
keep on pitching.
Hi, I'm Rich Pyle, the host of Whole Nation, where we share everything this cornhole and a lot more. Follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and catch our new videos every Wednesday at 7. And remember, whether it's sticky or slick side down, bring it.